zoom you in. Stop doing that. Hey guys, Turbine guy's setting up. A little more. Come on, stop doing that. There we go. I think we can squeeze in there. Looks good to me. It's over. Oh, gotta go around that way. Cord's in the way. Everything's in the way around here. That's for sure. And here we are. Let me look and see how I look on my 2 million view celebration, huh? We're going to get rid of you for a minute. We are going to go right there. That. And are we up and running? Ta-da. I got hit play. There we go. Now I can see myself, folks. Wonder how that volume's working there. So, welcome to my 2 million view celebration. So, quite exciting as far as I'm concerned. We go to my channel, go to analytics, and 28 days there, we're doing okay. Look, it says 195,000 views in the last 28 days. If I go to lifetime, boom, 2,028,000 views. I went over a couple of days ago, but I've been a little busy, so I thought that I would do it when I had a chance to actually sit down and have some fun going over what my channel's all about. And thanking you people for jumping on board as well. So here we go. Now I'm looking at myself again. Cool. So another thing I want is if you got any comments or questions of me, my 6,600 subscribers or just someone who's on, by the way, hit the subscribe button. I hear everybody say that all the time. Let's keep building this up so I can keep running around doing what I do. Now, what do? Let me go see. Channel analytics. Let's go to... Well, let's go to the main channel. Well, there we go. Let's just go to my main channel. Okay. Turbine guy, there we go. Here's my channel. There you go. And that's it. We're live right now. But here's kind of the cool thing. You can go down, you can look through all my videos or my shorts or whatever. But videos wise, I got over 300 videos I've made and put up here, which to me is fairly impressive, I guess, because, you know, I just got into this to do this. I used to be a photographer. I like taking pictures of stuff, but doing it of myself is something I had to learn and get through. So playlists, I got all kinds of playlists. All the big videos are on the intrusive security camera, so I put all of those on one playlist. And there I've got, let's go to content. There I've got, here's the content. I'm going to make it a little smaller so we can see it. But my latest one's got that many views, which is, by the way, the security camera one. But look at this, 866,000 almost on this first one, the intrusive security cameras. Then my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos are all about this in some manner, including the update I made here. The next one, biggest one, finally we get to some wind turbine stuff, which is why I founded this doggone channel, is renewable energy, to show that kind of stuff. But as a lark, when my neighbor is doing stuff, I thought I'd make cameras to show other people, you know, it happens to others, here's what you can do. And that stuff ended up blowing up. You know, what do you can never know what people are going to want to watch. You can never know. Now down here, this is one of my favorite Turbine guys' take on the Texas frozen wind turbine. I did a little video series on those talking about it, and that was kind of fun to do because I was able to give an honest perspective as to what was really happening, and you can't just blame this or that, but there's a lot of things that went into it. It was fun. And then we've got the turbine battle continues, and actually, let's go back to the playlist. Okay, Turbine Guy interviews and Turbine Guy interviewed. This is when people interview me, and that's when I interview other people. You got to go through my videos and get them on these newly created lists. We were at Freedom Fest this year, and I got a bunch of videos from that. It's really fun. Of course, I got one of them was chalked up because it was discussion that YouTube didn't approve of, but whatever. Okay, and then we've got Turbine Guy says PV installation instructional series. You want to install solar power? Okay, this is a good place to start. It's real life installations I do, talking about how typically Enphase systems go in. But I've got some Generac in there, and I recently became Generac certified. So I am going to now have much more Generac systems in there. We got unboxings whenever I get stuff, renewable or otherwise. Like this one right here is a drill press. I'll do unboxing. I got animals. You know, I got to tell you, I got some cats I love, and they're kind of fun, some of the stuff they do. Then government processes, corruption, and persecution. Kind of mostly what I've had to go through around here when certain judges and authorities decide that they're going to punish you for doing what you know you can do, for going green, for not listening to them, for not getting along. So it's a very judgmental system in this state. It's kind of comical. Do-it-yourself series kind of goes along with the PV instructional, but it's all kinds of little do-it-yourself projects if you're fixing your car or you're doing this and that. Wind turbines. I got a ton of them on there. See 51 videos. All different kind of wind turbine installations and videos about them. That's pretty fun. Off-grid systems that might have wind, solar, just things I run across and film. Basic solar power. You all know what that is. Scenic tours in Americana. You know, I ran into Carhenge in Nebraska. Odd things like that. I'll run into a hot stream somewhere, and I'll go hang out there. So I like to show Americana. I like to show stuff I've run into, and you know, maybe people don't understand that this country is vast and wide, and there's a lot more to it than what's on either coast. And last but not least, high-watt wind turbines. The turbine I represent, made out of Taiwan, fully certified. You can look through all of these, a bunch of installations we had, rate turbine raisings, whatever. It's really a fun video series to show you that these things do work. So we also have the community. I want to see. Check back and see. Yeah, we got 6 watching now. A decent enough start. We got 7 thumbs up. We'll keep going. Where was I? The community. So this is where I like to do polls. They like you to put pictures in, which got one of my turbines on a ski lift pole that I'm hoping will happen someday. You know, you go down right here. Orno's war on the elderly rages on. That's me, but arrest warrant was issued for the senior owner of that dock. This little 5-section dock, I guess that requires criminal prosecution in this city. No, did my own little meme, Captain Kirk there. You know you're getting old. Captain Kirk is selling Medicare supplemental insurance on TV. There you go. Okay, so some of these polls I do a little bit for fun, but mostly I do these polls for educational experience. I'm trying to help people understand certain things. And after the first few polls, I kind of got in a habit, and I'll say it here once. Typically, the right answer is the last answer in the poll I take. Typically. Sometimes it can be first, but typically it's the last answer. So I kind of like to put inflammatory stuff up first and see if people will vote on it just because that's what they do. So, for instance, what country produces the most oxygen every year? Brazil, U.S., Russia, Canada, China. Well, it's not Brazil. This is before I kind of started my system. I'm pretty sure that it's Russia because they're so big. When it comes to space, what would be better for humanity in the next 100 years? Well, this is more of a opinion type piece. Exploring and settling the moons, but it's a fun poll. Exploring, settling the moons, same with Mars, other star systems or planets. Exploring and mining asteroids, or exploring and finding any sort of life within the solar system. And it turns out that's kind of where people are. That and exploring Mars, I think, are the two biggest things. Oh, I think the moon kind of has to be next for us to get to Mars easily and comfortably. What country produces the most carbon dioxide? India, China, Japan, United States, and Russia. And it actually is China, but it could be considered Russia if you consider melting of the permafrost. A lot of CO2 in there getting released. What do you think we should do with high level nuclear waste? Package it and dump it in the ocean like they used to do all along the shores? Package it and bury it deep in the earth like they wanted to do out in Nevada but got scuttled? Launch it towards the sun, which is what I want to do. Continue to store in above ground containers. Look at that, 2% of the people think that's a good idea. And invest in and find ways to recycle it. Now that would be great too. Okay, if we could find a way to reuse and recycle this stuff. But at this point, I think we're about ready to blast it off to the sun. Which is more toxic to the earth? See, this is a fun poll. Carbon dioxide, methane, sulfur dioxide, pesticides, sewer, wastewater. This is more of an opinion piece too, because a lot of people will be up here, even though methane's worse than carbon dioxide. But to me, there's pesticides at 53%. And, I guess other toxics that we equally spread around the globe. I think that's pretty high on the list. Okay, how many times on average per year does the power go out? Well, this comes into what's going on now. Some people never lose it, only once, twice, 3 times, but over a quarter of the people lose it more than 3 times a year. That shows how shaky the electric grid is right now and why we all need to be considering taking care of ourselves. I've got a lot of people calling me about Generac solar systems with battery backup just because of this. And they can see the prices skyrocketing. The price of natural gas has gone up 400% since last year. It's quadrupled. Natural gas is quadrupled. What now? You say, well, I might heat my house with it, or I live down south. That doesn't really matter to me. Yet it does. Propane follows that. So if you're heating your house with propane, you're even more screwed than natural gas. But a lot of the power plants in this country have switched over from coal to natural gas to become more efficient and less polluting. So if the price of natural gas goes up, what's going to happen to the price of your electricity? It's going to go up. And I've never, ever known electricity to go down. Even when they find cheaper sources, it still seems to keep creeping up. So it's really something to think about right now. No, there's Adam versus the man. I've been on his show. I was on his show last night. That was really fun. Adam, co-cam libertarian, former former presidential candidate, I think in 2012 for the Libertarian Party. He's quite a character, and he's going off grid. And the fun part about last night's discussion with Adam, the real fun part about talking to Adam was he just put a wood stove in, and we found out 2 different things. One, the price of that stove's gone up 25% since he purchased it last year. Talk about inflation. But the other is how much money he's going to save not having to heat his little cabin with propane anymore. And what he's been doing is he installed some solar. We went out there and put a wind turbine in at his place. He's just finishing getting that hooked up. I don't know if I got a picture of this type of wind turbine. I know I got a picture somewhere of Adam, me, and the wind turbine. But I've got a video about it. Tell you what, maybe I'll look for that right now. Let me find that video and play it for you guys. Adam. There we go. Come on, play. And my little buddy.
Our guest today is the Turbine guy, Jay Nygaard of Go Green Energy Online.
Well, I'm not sure if this is the one I want to do. Thought we had a shorter one. Look for Adam again. There, I think this one's it. Let's play this one.
Turbine guy coming back at you one more time. And where am I today? I am literally in the middle of nowhere once again. I've been there several times on this trip, but I think I found the real nowhere. from my new buddy Adam Kokish, and I just got done driving over 1,700 miles. 1,700 just to bring to Arizona.
Well, welcome to the Garden of Freedom, the sovereign constitutional proprietarian republic of the Garden of Freedom. And I bet the last 3 miles of dirt road, that was the best part of the drive, right? Coming out here. It's not the middle of nowhere. We're in the mountains in Arizona. We have a beautiful Mediterranean climate. Not a lot of cacti out here.
No.
We got a foot of snow this winter. I don't know if you can believe it. You know, it's barely April. It's already really nice and warm, beautiful weather out here. I love it. Fresh mountain air, and I've been living. It's barely April. It's
Now we got
really
reverb.
nice and warm, beautiful weather out here. I love it. Fresh mountain air, and I've been living. If you pan over, you can see all the crazy improvised buildings, the water tanks, and the geodesic domes we've got going on. But finally decided I need to build a real house.
All right, we're going to give up on that part of it. But this is the fun part. Hold on.
We're going to give up on that.
There we show real men doing real work.
This is the fun part.
But I want to show the turbine going up.
Here we show real men.
There we go. We're off there. Okay. Look at that. There goes the turbine right straight up, huh? That's what we like to see. Just like the flag raising at Iwo Jima.
That's what we like to see.
Just like the flag raising at Iwo Jima. There it goes again. So we got that baby up. He's just getting it hooked up. He's going to have that and some solar running battery banks. And with this little wood stove, I mean, these guys are out in the middle of nowhere. And Adam gets a little offended if you call it a desert, but he does live in a desert. He said, we get 12 inches of rain every year, so it's not a desert. Well, okay, Adam, whatever. You know, but that's fine. You know, some people got to kind of help themselves get through where they are, just like I've had to do for years. So anyways, let's go back. Let's see if we got any comments or questions here. It's a big party. Hey, look at that. Yeah, the poles are great. We got some big fans. Love the nighttime picture of the turbine all lit up. Yeah, that is cool looking. It really is. Absolutely. Yeah, you can find Adam. He's Adam versus the man. Just got to go look around and find him somewhere. So anyways, you know, we've gone through the playlists. We're at the polls. Some of the latest polls, I'll show you how this works. Said you gotta pay attention a little bit. But for instance, what was the most common item found during the 2020 International Coastal Cleanup Day? Plastic bags are big, and so are plastic bottles, but it's cigarette butts. Got them down on the bottom. Next one, what country pollutes the ocean with the most plastic waste? U.S., Philippines, Indonesia, and China. Now, U.S. isn't really even in the top 5. But I just threw it out there because all the America hate out there. I knew it'd get a ton of votes. But it's China. And what ends up happening in China is a lot of this crap gets in the rivers and just washed into the ocean. And you know what? They don't care. They just don't care. Okay, who is considered to be the biggest plastic polluter in the world? Nestle, Pepsi, or Coca-Cola? We know it's Coke because it's last. It turns out you add up Nestle and Pepsi together, doesn't even come close to Coke. But Coca-Cola supposedly makes most of the plastic junk. Given all the pollution side effects detrimental to them, which is the best for long-term energy production, solar, clean burning coal, or nuclear power? And this is kind of a trick question because they all are. Okay, we're going to need everything. Everything has a finite resource, even nuclear power. Although I guess you could say it might be better burning it up in nuclear plants and blowing each other up with it. So maybe the nuclear power is a good idea for that reason, because then once all that uranium or plutonium or whatever we need is gone. Now, I know we're switching over to fluorine and thorium and other stuff, but once this stuff's all gone, then there's nothing to blow each other up with anymore. Well, there'll be plenty of depleted uranium around for bullets, I guess. which is the largest freshwater lake in the world. And it doesn't say by volume, but the largest is Lake Superior. People pretty much got that. Yeah, see, here's my idea. Hello, Governor Walz, you watching? This is what we need to do all over Minnesota at the ski areas. Why won't you talk to me, Governor Walz? I got videos about going to see Governor Walz. Let me see. I know I've got them. Where would they be? Come on, that one. Let's go here. Let's detail. Oh, that's detail of the video. It's Walz, right? So here you go. 3 different videos I made. First one, I went down and petitioned Walz to talk to me about green energy. The next one, when I pretty much fell off my chair when I heard Walz saying, we need to start thinking outside the box 2.5 years later. It's like, what the hell do you think I brought you? Outside the box renewable energy. You have me meet with one of your minions once, and then boom, the door is shut on me. Nobody will answer a talk. So I went down again this year. I made a 3rd video, Clean Energy Challenge to Minnesota Governor Walz. I made a box. Here, I got a picture of it somewhere. Made a box. Here's my pictures. See if I can find it. There it is. This is my climate, because he did it for Climate Week. Climate Week, out of the box, renewable energy proposal by Go Green Energy. See, I got the little turbine on the ski lift pole there, and it says right on the side, what does it say? Renewable energy box. Okay, so this is a box for renewable energy. This stuff's on the outside. It's what he wanted. It's the same proposal I delivered to him 2.5 years ago. But you know, you come to find out that the government is all about talking. Government isn't about doing. The government does not want to solve any problems, because if they solve a problem, then they don't have anything else to do, and you can't count on them to do it anymore. So what they want to do is just kind of keep this stuff going. Otherwise, why wouldn't they be talking to me about this? I'm not saying microwind's the answer. Not at all. Our turbines are 99% recyclable. How many other renewable things out there are 99% recyclable? There aren't. I'm not saying it's a whole solution. But you know what? It might be 10% of the solution. And what if 10% of the solution comes out of a factory in Minnesota? Come on. This makes so much sense that I can see it's going right over the gym teacher's head. He can't see any vision because I'm not up there in my sweats, gym shorts with a basketball in my hand or a football. Okay, I'm up here with a renewable energy box, and I guess he just can't comprehend how this is actually what he wants to do. Ah, well, what are you going to do? You know, you keep trying, you keep trying. Maybe they'll come to their senses. See if we got any other comments. Yeah, hypocrite, Green Party, huh? All right. Yeah, that's quite comical. My wife votes for what I want. No. Okay, I'll believe that if she wants me to. If she wants me to. So, anyways, we were here going through some of these. Which is a safer mode of travel? This one was actually fun. Bus, train, light rail, or ferry. And it's per passenger mile. Well, it's by far a bus. By far. Okay, so a lot of people have a big misconception there. Which is the safest mode of travel? One more time, it's the airplane. You see, on this one, I actually put it first just to be tricky. But the airplane. Which volcanic gas is least dangerous? Carbon dioxide. Most people understand that. The moon is slowly moving closer, approximately the same, or slowly moving away. It's slowly moving away. I think like centimeters a year. So much every year, but it's moving away. So someday it won't be there anymore. Okay, you know, I wonder if it's humans' fault. Maybe. Which has more effect on long-term global weather? Human activities, varying tilt of the Earth, sunspot activity, volcanic eruptions, or something else. Now, it's actually the sun and the tilt of the Earth. Human activities have very little to do with it. What was the reason for World War III during 21st century Star Trek? And this is great. I mean, talk about a canned answer. Overpopulation fighting for resources. Was not the deal. It was about killing all the lawyers. Just watch the first episode of Next Generation, Counter at Farpoint. You will see that. You will see that. Which is most environmentally safe? This, of course, is an opinion again. Solar, wind, hydro, or geothermal. Yeah, I suppose geothermal, but you're still pumping stuff up out of the earth to make it run. So who knows? You still got to have electricity to run the geothermal. So maybe if you got solar on your house running the geothermal, maybe then. Maybe then. Yep. So that's what's in the community, and these are the types of polls I post, and it's really kind of a lot of fun. Of course, you can go to the channels and see all the channels that I've liked. South Dakota Libertarian Party, Adam Kokish is on there, Off Grid Living, St. Lucie. You know, there's a lot of fun ones down here. This one's actually really fun, Campus Reform. They go ask questions of students on campuses, and it's quite comical. Muddied Waters, that's a good one. That's Spike Cohen. Always fun to watch when he's going. The Pink Flame of Liberty. I'll tell you, Karen Ann is a good time to talk to, and hopefully he's going to be running for president in the near future. And, you know, there's a few others, but you get the idea what I like to see. Now, why don't I get a video going? Oh, there I am again. What else asking questions? Yep. Anybody got questions about green energy? About, I don't know, politics associated with green energy? So I've been fighting for, you know, it's really odd. Here in Minnesota since 1995, there's been a statute, 216F.02, that gives everybody in Minnesota the right to harvest the wind. That's 1995. I didn't put a wind turbine in until 2011. This is 16 years later. Why the hell do I have to fight for anything? The right has been granted me by the state. No, my right to harvest the wind has been confirmed through state legislation. Okay? I shouldn't have to go to court once to fight it, but I have to keep going to court, and judges keep making stuff up. And they all ignore the overriding statute. That's a crazy thing. Not one of them will acknowledge, yeah, you know what, that law was there in 95 and that does apply to you. Apply to you, Mr. Nygaard. It applies to your wife, kids. It applies to the neighbors. It applies to everybody. You know, when Orno first sued us over the first wind turbine, one of their arguments was the Nygaards can have a wind turbine, just not in Orno. Like, we're supposed to go buy a property somewhere where we don't live just to install a wind turbine and then have to deal with that community. I mean, the judge laughed at that one. A couple other things they put in the lawsuit, I can dig it up and find it for you, is they say, well, if we allow Mr. Nygaard to have his micro wind, what's he going to do next? Start a coal mine or a nuclear power plant on his property? Now, let's ignore the fact that Minnesota has no coal, okay? What lawyers are writing this, and how dishonorable is it that that lawyers representing the community would stoop to these standards, would stoop this low? And, you know, that gets me to my other playlist of government corruption. Let me see if I can't pull that one up for a minute. Playlist. Because there are some videos in here that I think are really intriguing and definitely worth your time to watch. How to go through a data request and what happens if you get denied, which you will a lot. I had to trademark my company, Go Green Energy, because the guy who lived up the street who was on the city council made another company, Go Green Energy LLC Corporation. Okay, so he mirrored mine, and I can't get anybody to investigate this creep. No, what's he get? He gets elected to mayor, and they shut everything down. So he's allowed to go around and try to take over my company using his position of authority, suing my company with state tax dollars, but that's not worthy of an investigation, even from the FBI. The FBI was here at one point sitting looking, man, you really do have something going here. There is something odd, but problem is you're not a minority. So here I am, not a minority. I guess I don't get the FBI to help me while I'm being persecuted. Here's a great one from the last city administrator, Dustin Reed. Criminally prosecuting residents for property issues is normal. Criminal prosecution for property issues is normal. Where have we come as a country? Are we now the old United Kingdom with debtor's prison and all this stuff? Actually, I'd say we are. We are prison happy and jail happy. Why we're attaching any kind of criminal charges, any time a criminal charge is simply to property issues you disagree with, is beyond me. But that's the way we're going. And unfortunately, the courts are all behind it. You know what that does? That takes your rights away, not just mine. Let's see. This was a discussion we had after the city has tried to hold us in contempt of court so many times instead of ever admitting they're wrong. And one time they jailed me, but all the others, they've just been kicked out of court. Now, do you think you'll get a judge to ever say to him, hey, you know what? Maybe you want to stop abusing this process to intimidate these people? No, they just, no big deal. That's what the city does, uses the courts to harass its citizens. No jail time for the turbine guy again. Collusion explode. This right here, if we ran this, would be the city lawyer and the neighbor lawyer sitting together commiserating. Now, they were in a lawsuit against each other. The neighbor sued the city and sued us. They sued the city to sue us. But if the neighbor sued the city, then why are they sitting together at a table together arguing against us, the whole court case? And what the heck is a judge there allowing this for? They were at odds. They were being sued. Yet they sat down with the opposition to get us. You tell me if you think there's something wrong with that. Okay. This is inspection. I have been forced now, whenever a city employee comes out, is to record them on my property, because I found out that city employees are not very honest. Okay, especially in my city. They're not very bright. I mean, between the two of them, they're not bright at all up there. I can't tell you how many dim bulbs there are running that place and now on the council. And that's the problem. The dim bulbs attract each other. If you get a bright bulb that stands out, they want to squash it. Man jailed for having wind turbine. That was me as a follow-up discussion. Okay, dissecting questionable contempt charge filed by Orno. This is a fun video too. It's 16 minutes, but it talks about the contempt charge and how much BS it is, and that they had no right to even do it in the first place. Okay, criminal charges part of over 80% of plaintiffs' complaint dismissed. Okay, what's really left? Well, when the neighbors sued us, we got 80% of their complaint dismissed right away, but the city still kept chasing us and still kept filing criminal charges against us. The basis of the lawsuit that was used to go after us was kicked out of court. Why was the city still going after us, and why was the judge allowing them to do that? Why? That makes no sense. Let's see. Lawsuit beginnings. Highlights of the testimony where they lie. Oh my God, it's comical. Now, here's the one y'all need to watch. I know it's a little long, 25 minutes, but wind turbine battle update. Judge's order versus Orno's claims. Why all the discrepancies? We've been convicted of 8 to 10 things that we were never even accused of doing, but they threw them into a lawsuit, and the judge just signed off. And we wrote up that this never happened. For instance, one of the things was the height ordinance. We are now not only not allowed to violate the height norms because there's a law, we're not allowed to because a judge has an order against us saying. So that's like double prosecution there, double danger for us. Yet we were never, ever accused of violating the height ordinance. So how do you get a judge to rule against you for something you never did? It's either corruption or incompetence. Pretty sure that was Judge McGill, Hennepin County. I got to think it's incompetence. And I'm going to say that. That's what Judge McGill is. Because he didn't bother to read anything we did. He just signed off on whatever the city wanted and was really, really a jerk through this whole thing. Look, the city's the one bringing this crap to you, playing the game, using taxpayer money to go after us for baseless claims. And you're just entertaining it like you're actually solving something. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So there's more in here. There's one real good one in here. Where the heck is it? Where I do kind of opinion pieces on this kind of stuff. Here we go. Building permits are not permission, as the government would have you think. Government has you think that you have to get a building permit to get their permission to do something. Not true. Watch this video and you'll find out that you already have a right to do what you're going to do. And a building permit is simply to ensure you do what you have a right to do safely if it needs to be controlled. Not everything is controlled in a city, and don't let them fool you. And that's part of the problem is the ordinances are written so vague they can control everything, but then how come everything isn't controlled? It's not. Basketball hoops are, people put those up everywhere. People put light poles up everywhere. Flag poles. They're not controlled, but why are my flag poles controlled? You think about it. So there's a lot of fun in here. Constitutional Sheriff, Bob Songer, he's great. He's great. Tale of Two Houses. We got a house right over this way, and we got a house over that way. This one got 5 out of 6 variances, and they wouldn't give him the 6, so it's a skinny house. One over there got 2 variances, and it's a massive house. But the question is, how can they pick and choose? If you're going to allow one thing at one place, you have to allow both at both places. And what are they doing giving all these variances? We want to do a minor property line adjustment, and they stepped on one little technicality to prevent us from doing it. Even though 2 major technicalities were going away, 2 setbacks were being resolved, 2 of them. And they ruled against us. But we got these other houses, 5 out of 6 variances, 2 out of 2 variances. How come everybody else seems to get their stuff? You tell me. So there's a lot of fun stuff in here. If you want to go through, watch, and see. Let me look. I got any questions coming up? No real good questions. But if you have questions, renewable energy, anything else like that, just let me know. Now time for some of the fun, okay? I got comments. You wouldn't believe what people say. You really wouldn't. People can be so rude and crude on the internet. Completely rude and crude. And usually it's born out of ignorance. They really don't know the situation. What I found they do is they take who they are and they project that onto you in the situation, and then they comment. And that's really common for people to do that. I think one guy, this Michael Mallory, says, get a life. Okay. And that's about the video cameras. And I got another one that says, well, maybe you're the creepy neighbor. Well, hey, thanks. I can appreciate that. Now, how about this one? Well, you're an idiot leftist, so I can see why he keeps an eye on you. No, I'm not a leftist. I'm a libertarian. I've always been central. I voted for Jesse Ventura for governor. I voted for Ross Perot twice. I voted for John Anderson in the 80s. Okay? I have always voted centrist from day one. So someone saying, oh, you're an idiot leftist. It's actually quite comical. You're an effing moron. It's not even aimed at your property. It's literally pointed at 8 feet of the door downwards. Right? How does he start that out? Right? Effing moron. Damn, what an asshole. Not them. You. What kind of chicken ass is scared of a camera watching their property? Another one. You're an idiot. Oh. See, you are a paranoid moron. I'm a paranoid moron. Not just a moron and not just paranoid. I am both. And this guy has diagnosed me from wherever he happens to be. That's Dan Bro 1. Dan Bro 1. Oh, this guy is great. David Lambison? Larbison. If you wrap your head in tinfoil, you can stop them from reading your mind. Also, a metal bucket over your head will stop the mind control beams from entering you. You know, I never said that any of that was happening. So as I say, people project themselves. Yeah, you are saving the universe. Laugh out loud. Guess what? Guess what freak show those silly little turbines must be making enough juice to light up a single bulb. Now he's taking shots at my turbine. Same guy. Take your Obamacare and see a head shrinker. I don't have insurance. And I don't have Obamacare. Nobody's paying for anything of mine, Mr. David. So there's another one. And last but not least, you have a wife, a real woman, not a blow up, not a girl you have chained up in the basement. She puts on lotion and she gets the hose. Later, Buffalo Bill, he says. I mean, some people out there really are unhinged. He said he's just projecting. There's another one from Centurion. Ooh. Honestly, you're an idiot. And I'm sure you are not interesting to watch as you think you are. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty interesting. Probably more than this guy thinks so. I still see you haven't built an effing bridge and gotten over your crazy ass shit. I'd hate to be your neighbor. Well, until you have a heart attack, fall off your ladder, and I come save your life. At that point, you might have a good time being my neighbor. Maybe what if I saved your dog like I did his dog? Maybe if I was the one here after the huge storm came through and I made sure your daughter was safe in your house. Yeah. Maybe you wouldn't want any of that, Mr. Fishwiggish or something. Here's another one. Imagine if someone breaks into this guy's neighbor's house and starts to rape and kill everyone. You know what the guy will do? Just look away. There you go. Really? Break into the house and rape and kill everyone. Well, that's what I got my baseball bats up for, and that's what a Smith & Wesson is for inside the house. Take care of those issues. Ooh, that's a duplicate page. Another duplicate page. Here we go. Here's Kevin Covington. Capitals Covington. It's pointed at his side yard. Not you, idiot. Well, he didn't obviously watch a video where I talk about these people testified in court. The cameras are pointed at me. They're there for me. They're there to watch me because I am such a bad guy. You are, this is T.Y. You are a effing moron for expecting any sort of privacy while living next door to other people's property, whether your neighbors have cameras or not. Not really. I don't think it's out of bounds to think, people should just mind their own business and quit staring across the property line. And then when that doesn't work, after filing dozens upon dozens of false reports about you, that doesn't work, deciding I'm going to stick cameras up to document you 24/7. I'm not crazy to think that that's just wrong. It is wrong. Slavery was law at one point in this country. So was discrimination. And so were many other things with laws that were overturned because people fought them and they violated the Constitution and they were just wrong. Down in Florida, a few years ago, a guy got a ticket for flashing his headlights, telling oncoming cars there was a speed trap up ahead. They gave him a ticket. He fought it. He went all the way to the Supreme Court and he won. Do you know why he won? He won because his argument was it was freedom of speech. Traveling down the road at that speed, he had no other way to communicate with the stranger, and the only way was with lights. Florida Supreme Court says, you're right. Boom, that law's off the books. So that's why you do what I do. That's why you fight what's going on. Because things are unconstitutional, things are wrong. People like me and you don't stand up, then the people who can't afford to, don't know how to, get screwed too. Everybody gets screwed then. So, it's really important, as far as I'm concerned, that when you do find an injustice, you stand up, no matter how small, and start doing the little corrections yourself. Here's another one from David, Deadpool, from Deadpool. Oh, there's a nice moniker. You, sir, are a paranoid weirdo and annoying to boot. That model camera is super wide angle camera. It offers very little detail, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I get it. Effing paranoid weirdo. Maybe I'll figure it out at some point. And, I got to say there have been a lot of nice comments too, where people say, I understand what's going on. It's happened to me too, or this is happening to me too now. And really glad you posted this because it helps give me ideas what I can do. Well, all I've tried to get people to understand doing is, all I've tried to get them to understand doing is that you can stand up for yourself and that you have to do it within a certain boundary so that now you're not the problem. So you're not going too far. That your response isn't going to cause you trouble. And that's what I've been able to do. The neighbors filed a police report about the laser I've got aimed at their camera. I've seen the police report. He whined and bitched about the radio I have on the side of the house. But you know what? Cops closed the case without doing a thing. Because why? I wasn't violating a noise statute. I wasn't doing any of that. That's why. Let me see. I might have a couple more comments here. Actually, why don't we just go to my comments section? Comments. Then we can all read them, right? Let me make it a little bigger. I can read a little better. Here's a nice one. Why are they mad about wind turbines? They're harmless. These are, but that's my question too. But here's the fun part. We go to where it says held for review, right? And they have a few here. Let me make one more bigger. There we go. So, it's easy for all of us. No, that's just how it's going to work. Okay. So how was the 5 days you spent in jail after being convicted and sentenced to 6 months in jail for contempt of court? Apparently you violated city ordinances. The city found me guilty when you refused to take it down. I didn't know the city was in charge of finding people guilty. I had no idea the city had that authority, Mr. W9HJ/Grimace. Then when you got out, you said the large wind turbine is down and it's never going back up in law. Actually, my wife said that. See, said Kendall Nygaard. So now that it's back up, that also makes you a liar too. Well, that's not what happened. See, this is a perfect example of how people commenting out of ignorance make themselves look stupid. Okay? The whole time we were in the litigation about the first 1,500-watt wind turbine near the corner of the house, I installed 3 separate 300-watt wind turbines, 2 down by the lake and 1 on the house. 1 is still there. So I did not reinstall anything, Mr. W9HJ/Grimace. So you got that wrong. That turbine was already up. So I am not a liar. I feel bad for your neighbors. Sounds like you are the issue, not the one guy with the camera and the courts and the mayor of the town agreed, which is why you were in jail and not him. Well, this mayor of the town is the one who formed Go Green Energy LLC Corporation. And after doing that, used city funds to sue my company. He also had me charged for disorderly conduct and was proven to be a liar, not guilty, in 15 minutes by a jury. So I think we can boot him out of it. And the town agreed. But what I don't see in your comment here, Mr. W9HJ/Grimace, is that state statute, that pesky little thing that the city's obligated to follow, which is what I've tried to get the courts in the city to follow, a state statute, which they are required to follow. So that's actually a little comical. You are wrong to interfere with anyone's security cameras. They need the protection of their property, and you have no right to interfere. Some cases, it's not even legal. I personally not only have multiple cameras, I made videos of them with cartoons and music and made a channel of it. The noise distortion perfectly fine. The only inconvenience you cause your neighbors having to adjust the camera. You're really a poor example for law-abiding citizens. I didn't go beat him with a bat. That's a pretty good example. It may not be illegal where you are, but I hope people do not follow your example in the poorer. So him pointing cameras at my property to document me and none the other way, or at his front door, or at his other door. Okay, so he doesn't aim any at any of his doors. They're all aimed at me. Yet, for some reason, I'm wrong trying to interfere. Look, the cameras were not put up for security. They were put up to watch me. That's what they said. Seems so childish on both your parts. Yeah, I don't really disagree with that, but, you know, even more childish would be do something physical and get myself in jail. That's not who I am. 1, you reek of passive-aggressive unless you've already talked to your neighbors and can't come to an agreement. Well, there's no talking to my neighbors. Watch the last video in the series. They refuse to talk. I set up an appointment with the neighbor's kid to talk, and after sending me an email to set a time, he sent back an email and said, no, I can't come talk to you. And then when he's over here in the last video, I'm not talking to you, and why are you filming me? So that's who these people are. There's no talking. Chances are those cameras have night vision, Can't point those closer to the house and away from your house because infrared, blah, 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 blah. Go talk to your neighbor. If that doesn't work, talk to them. The cops told them to put them up. Okay, thank you, police. The police in Orono, Minnesota, that don't have time to investigate 2 bullet holes in my window, 1-page police report, but have a 12-page police report when there's 8 footsteps into the neighbor's yard because my daughter retrieved a soccer ball, 8 footsteps in the snow, 12-page report complete with my wind turbines. I'm going to go to those cops, the cops that refuse to investigate the mayor for starting a corporation and using city funds to go after my business to run me out of business? No way. Nope. Never going to work. Get over it or move it. Oh, I see. So when I move, I love that. A lot of people say I should move. Can I take Lake Minnetonka with me when I move? Because that's why we're here. I grew up here. I got a 1954 Chris Craft boat that my dad bought for my mom while on another bay of this lake. But I get it because the neighbor's a creep. The neighbors are creeps. I need to just leave and leave my history in my life. I don't know. I'm glad you and your neighbors get along so well, play games with each other. Well, you see, the Turbine guy's problem is he has a neighbor with your type of attitude. Nobody wants a neighbor that acts like you do with your comment. So I do get plenty of support. Here, I'm going to give that guy a little check. Thank you for helping out. There you go. So he's in. But that's just some of it. Now we get to go to the nasty comments. Oh, you thought these only stay here for 60 days. I'm going to show you the nasty, nasty comments. Let's see how many people we got watching. We got 7 watching. We're doing okay. Let's see. Nope, no more questions. Just checking. People can ask questions. Yeah, that's fine. Send it to me. Very good point. Talking about me moving. How about everybody, if I do what I think is the right thing and turn Orono greener, work to get Orono, the place in Minnesota that can afford these kinds of things, to start and set an example to go green where it's appropriate. How about if I do that instead of sending me off to greener pastures away with my product and tell me too bad? I completely agree with that. Completely, 100% agree with that philosophy. All right, let's get back to some of these fun comments. But don't forget, if you're watching for the first time, whatever, hit that sub button. We could always use people. Oh, look at this. All kinds of them held for review. Well, why don't we look and see what one of these says? This channel is so shit. Hey, thanks, buddy. What else does he say? He says it again and again and again. Oh, my God. Well, thank you for proving my point. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you proving my point. If it's such a bad channel, why are you watching and commenting? Mr. Mike Gaming. Mike Gaming, huh? That's just hilarious. Love you. No problem, man. Okay. So, listen, I got a sense of humor. If I didn't, trust me, I would be in jail by now. But I got a sense of humor. So, you know, you ought to give me shit. You ought to call me names. That's okay. One thing my childhood helped me do was thicken my skin. A lot of stuff bounces off of me that would bother other people. Now he's happy. Laughs my ass. Yeah, I'm glad you're having a good time. Hey, don't forget, Mike, hit that sub button. Could always use you over here. Have some more fun in the future. Okay. So now we're going to these special ones. Okay. It seems that it's you that seems like the, okay, I'm sorry. It's you that seems like the a-hole neighbor. Sorry. Well, that's not very nice. He's going to keep moving the camera. They should put up small mirrors that you can angle with your laser light with, so you don't have to put up several lasers. There's some guy trying to help me, give me an idea. Or you can stop being a paranoid jackass that thinks everyone is watching you. No, I don't think everyone is. I got a few people watching me now. But I know this guy's watching me because he testified in court under oath. He's watching me. So, yeah, I could be paranoid, you know, and plenty of people out there have said this. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Okay? So, paranoia is actually a justified anxiety at times. But that's okay. Hand says it. Oh boy. Wonder what he uses that hand for. It says, Tom Domenico, you remind me of that abject loser, Keith Olbermann. Put down your phone, grab a handful of masks, and go get vaccinated again. You act like a prepubescent teenage girl. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Never accused of being anything like Keith Olbermann before. Oh, that's hilarious. That's not even close to me here. Let's have a little fun with this, okay? Keith Olbermann. Yeah, I meant yes, that's Olbermann. Okay, that's who I meant. He's an American sports and a political commentator, writer. Spent the first 20 years in sports. Yeah, he's pretty much a lefty, But I'm going to tell you, that's just not me. See, I got something that I call the green pill. It's common sense green energy. It's encouraging and empowering people like me and you to do it on a small scale. That way you don't tax the grid. That way you build redundancy into our system, and that makes our country stronger when it comes to defense. Okay? All the centralized power only weakens our country. And I completely agree. Having big fields of wind turbines in places that aren't very recyclable, or these huge solar fields out in the middle of nowhere, while helpful, are not the answer or solution. Okay? What the solution is empowering Americans to take care of them. And that's what I'm about. But hey, Turbine guy, F you. They can point a camera wherever they want and record the same. I'll bet you're a libtard. Well, I went through that. I'm a libtardarian. Libertarian's what I am. And you know what? I believe in your right to write this to me however much you want to. Now, fortunately, you have a hard time controlling yourself, Brad. I wonder if he's the only Brad. And yes, I understand. And though they don't have a right to point a camera wherever they want to, Minnesota, you can't point them in windows, basically. Okay, you can point them at yards, but you can't point them in windows. So not everywhere, but that's still wrong. When you're paying taxes on your property, neighbors shouldn't be allowed to. And in the UK, if you film someone else's property, boom, you're done. You can go down to jail, okay? I don't know why they let us do that here in the US, but if there's one thing that I think really needs to be looked at in this country right now, it is the right to privacy. We've got all kinds of online issues. See, this guy could be recording my property 24/7 and running a live stream 24/7 for the whole world to see. And yeah, we might not be doing anything illegal, but come on now. That is an invasion of privacy, and that's harassment, and it should be dealt with as such. So we really need to get a handle of this kind of stuff. You have a supposed right to free speech. That's limited. Why can't we limit your right to film in public? But this isn't even public. It's private because I pay taxes for this land. We pay taxes to own this. I'm not at a gas station where someone else pays the taxes and they have a right to film me. Not at a grocery store. If I go to someone's house and they have cameras filming me, they have a right to do that. That's their house. Okay, my neighbor's house isn't my house and my property. Big distinction there. People like to bring up to me that I just don't like cameras. And that, well, if someone's standing at your property line looking at you 24/7, well, big difference to someone standing there 24/7, as they say. So I challenge you to do that. Please come to my property line and stand there 24/7 until you can't do it anymore. Excuse me. That's fine with me. But don't leave a camera there afterwards. Okay? Because standing and looking is a limited time exposure. Camera can be 24-hour and it's documented. Big difference. All right, next one. After reviewing the various videos on your channel, I can say that you are a grade A idiot. Well, thank you, Cecil Merrill. Appreciate the feedback there. By the way, Cecil, don't forget to hit that sub button if you haven't already. And there's a lot more videos for you to view. So maybe you keep working on that opinion. What was this? Glenn Commenter. I think you're full of shit. Whoops. Well, thanks, Glenn. Appreciate that. You, sir, are an absolute nut job. I'd have cameras watching your crazy ass, too. You're so paranoid that you're being watched, you play a radio all day and night like a nut. Well, of course I'm paranoid I'm being watched. He testified in court, and so did his wife under oath that that's what they're doing. I don't know. Nut job? Yeah, maybe. I won't deny the possibility anyways. Pseudonym. This is going to have to be a fun comment. Pseudonym, really? You know what I would do is move anywhere else. If you get real angry and great at making it look like defense with great attorneys kill them, or you know the best solution and most effective simply off outside, staring into the camera. Let's see how long he keeps watching. Your kids, da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's an interesting way to do it. And not surprised that's a comment given the name, but that creep next door, one day when I was out there working and my shorts were loose and fell down my butt a little bit, decided to call the cops and claim that I turned around, dropped my shorts all the way down, and gave him a full frontal shot. So that's a problem with doing any of this. These people lie so bad, and if those cameras are dummy, which I'm suspecting they are by this point, that there won't be any way to prove that they're not lying. You know, so a hard thing. I've really had to walk a fine line with what I'm doing, because not only the neighbors but the police have been itching to get me, which is proven by the 4 criminal prosecutions I've got. 4 of them. My wife won 2 in Hennepin County here. Gotten off on all 5. Okay? Do you know what the odds are getting off on 5 straight criminal prosecutions in Hennepin County, Minnesota? We're 4 times more likely to win the Powerball. 4 times more likely than to get off 5 times. So you tell me I'm the problem, please, and that I am an absolute nut job, Joanna-san, whatever your name is. Please tell me I'm the nut job. Again. Rodney Hoffman. What are you so effing scared of, F-tard? I see that he understands the F word is very flexible, which it really is the most flexible word in the English language. And you know what? You don't just have to understand English to understand the meaning while it's being flexibly used either, which is really kind of fun. But what am I afraid of? I'm afraid that some guy who's filed dozens of false police reports is now going to take footage out of context, splice it together, and file more false police reports. That's what I'm afraid of. And the only reason I'm afraid of that is because he's done it in the past and he testified that that's what those cameras are for, to watch me. OP sounds like an a-hole. Well, thanks for calling me old. Not as old as some, but I guess. It's above their door, you dumbass. Yeah, it's above their door, aimed at my house. See? Aimed at my house. Their door's around the corner. How is that aimed at their... If it was aimed at their door, it would be on this other wall over here, or it would be on the other side of this wall. Okay, so it is not aimed at their door. Sighs internally. I think I need to sigh internally over that one. What's with the little bitch slap fight? Just throw this punk a free wood chipper party and be done with his anti-turbine, fossil fuel loving Republic punk ass. That's actually a pretty good one. That's actually a pretty good one. I think I'm going to check that one and let that one go. I like the wood chipper party. Okay, you're an idiot. Super duper sound Mike. You should be happy that any potential property crime would be captured for your benefits. Your neighbors probably think you're a paranoid crazy. Get a real hobby. I do have a real hobby. I got 2 old Chris Craft boats. I got a 1952 fiberglass Chippewa boat. I got 2 old snowmobiles. I got a 1965 Motobacan moped from France. Okay, I got a hobby. Okay. But that doesn't mean I'm going to let someone sit here and harass me and my family. I mean, think about it. I have a young daughter. She's beautiful. This guy's sitting here filming my property 24/7. She's got friends coming over. They're all pretty good, beautiful, young-looking kids, boys and girls. I don't think this creep needs to be filming him for his own selfish means. Okay, I try to leave her out of this stuff, but it's absolutely true. First of all, this is LG. Is this like the TV? LG, or is this a washing machine? First of all, you're way too egotistical thinking they're interested in watching you. You're an idiot. No, you didn't watch the update. That update right there, where it talks about, they actually do, they can just turn the microphone off on their camera and still monitor the video and use its infrared trigger motion detection for anything that moves. They get the video of that, such as you walking down the side of your house. That's the whole point. They can film me walking down the side of my house. Okay? They should be trying to film people walking down the side of their house, not my house, their house. Okay? And I may be egotistical, but I'm not. Looks like danger's coming.
Celebration.
Just about in time. This is a celebration, right, folks? 2 million views on something I thought would never happen. And look what shows up. The other reason my neighbor wants to film is my trophy wife, who's always outside, bringing me an adult beverage to help with the celebration. I hope you got y'all out there having one. Absolutely. So we're over 6,600 subscribers now, which just blows me away. I can't believe how this is just growing. Maybe 20, 25 a day now in subscribers. One point I was getting 85 to 100 a day, and it went back. It went down when I went to Freedom Fest. I don't think the algorithms like me going out there and filming the libertarians, free-thinking people. So I think I was kind of quashed for a little bit, but we're back. We're back, and we're starting to go up again. So my next goal is get to 10,000. So don't hit that sub button, and then a little bell or whatever. So when I do something like this, it pops up. I was going to do a video the other day, and I afterwards I thought about it. I just kicked myself. I should have doggone live streamed it. I was at the gas station and going out to my truck to leave, getting in, and I saw a girl next to me opening her truck. You go, oh, I heard her scream, and I'm like, oh, geez, what's going on? So I got out and looked, said, do you need help? I said, oh, I got a flat tire, and I got this in here, and well, don't worry about it. We can figure this out. I always travel with my tools. So if someone needs help, I can help them, kind of quick and easy. So I got my floor jack and stuff out. Turned out she hit the curb, put 2 holes in the side of the sidewall. So, and she had one of those emergency tires. You aren't supposed to go faster than 50 on. So she had called her mom and dad who lived up there. And by the time he showed up, I had the jack under there. And we got 3 of the 4 bolts loose. The 4th didn't want to go. So he ran home and got a electric impact. I just had my regular cordless with. And we were sitting there for about 10 minutes. I was explaining to her the tire and all this other stuff. And I thought about it. I should have been filming this. Because I can show people, okay? This is what happens in the world. This is who I am. I hear someone have a problem. I jump to, I get out, I help, we get it done. You know what the best part about that was? Well, 2 best parts. First was I got her to subscribe me while we were waiting. So I got 1 more sub. So hopefully you're watching out there. I never even got your name. And the second best was her dad shaking me out there. There are a lot of people like us out there. A lot of people who want to help, who look to help. When they see something amiss, they do what they can. And we can't let all this media storm and everything overshadow all of that. We have to understand that the Americans are basically good people who want to do well and help. Okay? So we've got to go from that standpoint. But I felt good in there to have him say that to me. Let's go to the next one. Jose Bloodthirst. Or Josie. Jose Bloodthirst. If you have to prove you're the good guy, you're probably an a-hole. These videos aren't about proving anything. Videos are about showing people what can happen and how to deal with it yourself. Maybe people on the other side will see it, who have the cameras, and go, yeah, I can see that might bother someone. I might want to work a little better and make my neighbors more comfortable. But more importantly, especially the update he's talking about 2 years later, camera versus laser. It's about answering the questions that I've been inundated with these tens of thousands of comments and all these views. I'm telling you, I had no idea this video or this series of videos was going to blow up so big. And just the fact that this update went over 100,000 just like that shows how much people wanted to see it. Really wanted to see it. So I didn't do it to show I'm a good guy. I throw stuff like that in there just to have a little fun. Okay? I like self-deprecating humor. I really enjoy it. And that's kind of humor I use. And because I'd rather make fun of myself than make fun of you. But if I'm going to make fun of you, I'm going to include myself. So I'm not proving anything, Mr. Jose Bloodthirst. Adrian H. But seriously, have you tried to talk to them? Nah, you're still a dick. So even if I did talk to them, even if I'm being recorded, even if all of this stuff happened, I'm still the dick. Haters gonna hate people. Figured that out a long time ago. Haters gonna hate. Let's check this. See if we got any more questions. Don't forget, ask questions. Congrats on the 2 million. I see how hard you and Kayla work on content. That's my wife saying that. Which we really do work hard. Kayla says it's beer 30. You know, I gotta be honest. My wife was against this for a little while. But she's come around to understand that kind of leaving a bit of a legacy here. This is who I am. You know, and if I can in some manner start making a few dollars off of this, then even better. So, but in order to make money on this stuff, you really have to pay attention to what you're saying, or else they will strike you. That's for sure. All right, next one. Next comment. You dumbass. He has been a good neighbor by looking out for you in case anything happens to you. No, he hasn't. He's the one calling the cops on me. He's the one to try to get me. I guarantee you, if something did and those were real cameras, he would not turn them over. You can disable any camera with a high-powered laser you can buy or build. It would cost about $100 in 20 minutes. Why the F do you care what I advocate? Oh, someone else commented to him. I'm simply passing on useful information. I'll let that one go. See, that was a helpful comment. I defend my neighbor's creepy security camera's aim by installing my 300-pound nudist, or I defeat it by installing my 300-pound nudist 68-year-old uncle in the yard. Yeah, that would work. There always has to be one person in every neighborhood that is nuts. I don't know why, but there's always one. That is true, but sometimes there's even more. That's for damn sure. What's this guy say? Princess Julie? Sounds like the Republic punks moved into your area. See, I told you that they're no good. Filthy red, hated. So they're on traitor MFers. Wow. Princess Julie isn't always a princess, is she? No, Princess Julie is not always a princess. This is why I own 40 acres, live in the middle of it. Yeah, right, I'm sure you live on 40 acres. Just for that, you're another moron that has another invalid argument. I have no idea why he would call him out for that. But we'll just let that one fly for fun. You should put in infrared lasers that are invisible to the naked eye. Oh, are you a southern sack of Republipunk too, aside from being an ass in general? Really? Princess Julie again. Oh boy. I wonder who this Princess Julie is. I wonder if I could open this in another tab. Julie is. Oh, there's Princess Julie. She's got 2 subscribers. Uh-oh. Princess Julie ain't no princess. I'm gonna tell you that. Okay, kids, don't go there. Let's see. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Unselect. Keep fighting the good fight, man. All of them corrupt officials, judges, and so on involved will get what's coming to them. Costa Sergio. Now, see, that's a wind turbine battle. That's when they were inspecting everything on my property, even though everything wasn't under litigation. No, he's a effing idiot, not happy unless he's starting shit with everyone. Everyone, huh? So when I put a curb on my house, in the street in my house, and the neighbor called the cops and wrote a city calling me a nutcase neighbor, I was starting something with him by putting a curb to direct city water out of my property. Come on, JMCK. It just makes you wonder. Well, now we're down to the end, but you can kind of see what I have to deal with. There's plenty that are much, much, much worse than that. How many are we up to now? 6 watching now. 10 thumbs up. Oh, I got a thumbs down. It's okay. But ATL audit U.S. Constitution. I really. What do you need help with, Mr. ATL? Type it up for me. He needs subscribers. Oh, shit. Sorry, I hit hide by accident. Sorry, I did that by accident. There, view deleted message. Oh, just you need subscribers. What, you want to go live on my channel right now? Pick you up? Let me see who this guy is. Let's see. He probably is, given how he has behaved over the years. But don't. Yeah, he probably is. Okay, I don't have to type all this shit. Probably is. I mean, I would call him mentally ill to do what he's done all these years. To sit here and film the neighbors and call the cops on him for everything and just not ever stop as if you're getting rid of a pariah in the neighborhood. I mean, these neighbors have acted, okay, because I want to go green and have micro wind. These neighbors have acted like I got a meth lab and I'm piddling little kids or something, you know? And it's just ridiculous, okay? Because all I'm doing is going green. You don't have to work. You don't have to work that hard. Cobb County, Georgia. Good channel. Here, we're going to pull his channel up quick. See what he's got going. We are reconnecting. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Let me turn that volume down on that. Oh no. Geez, stop doing that. There we go. Now I got the volume down. Now we're back. Okay. No. ATL audits U.S. This is a look at how the police act and how they treat the public. Cobb County has a lot of friends and family. Okay. What do we got? 300 subs. That's a good start. Cobb County Schools use this to mean trespass. So basically, let's see how many videos does he have. Let's see, has he got playlists? Yes, he's got a few. He does have videos up here. Nice. U.S. Constitution, bad cops, First Amendment, corrupt. So this guy seems to be something like me. Okay? Oh, I'm subscribed already. This guy seems to be something like me. He's trying to point out the corruption and the persecution and what's going on. Are we going? Oh, yeah. And what's going on. So it looks like it would be, I'm following the channel already. It's probably why he's watching this. Let's see. Some of my videos have over 2,000 views. Cool. And I see, I'm really new at this, so things are choppy, but I'm learning. That's how it goes with this stuff. See, I just got a phone call, okay? Things get choppy. So you just got to stick with it and keep doing what you have to do, you know, and not let small setbacks distract you. You just got to keep building and building. And that's what you've got to shoot for. It looks like you need to go 700 more. But I'll give you a shout out right here. Look for this ATL audits the Constitution guy. I thought it would be easy. Are you kidding me? Nothing's easy. Especially when it comes to this kind of stuff, because you really got to watch what you say and do on YouTube. You never know what algorithm you're going to run into. That's for doggone sure. So, no, hold on, say something else. Sub you. All right, there we go. So we are getting more subs. Let me go back. I've gone through the comments. Let me go back to my. There we go. Content. Oh, I gotta get it smaller is what I've got to do now. There we go. Dashboard. Boom, 6612. So I've gotten a few subscribers during this show. Thank you for that. Everybody, I appreciate that. But it's, you know, I kind of wanted to come on. I guess I've been talking a little longer than I wanted to. But what I really wanted to do was spend a little time going over the channel, thanking people, having a little celebration, and then showing people some of the stuff I have to deal with. Yeah, I know I froze it. Don't know if I'm going again. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, we're up and running. So anyway, it had to do with those phone calls and shit. So anyways, I just want to be able to go this. I wanted to go over some of the comments because these comments are quite comical in nature, and I really had a lot of fun with them. I want to encourage people to understand there's a lot of parts. There's a lot of parts to it that there are a lot of parts to my channel, like animals, my cats or my dogs or whatever, you know, or we had a fox running through the yard I filmed. You know, there's just a lot of different things you can see on the channel. And I was hoping I'd get a few questions. And I did get a few. I absolutely got a few. Especially by this Mike Gaming guy up here. I'll show the rest of his. See, he said the same thing how many times? Talk about comical. That's okay. I'm just assuming that saying this channel is so shit is like kind of hood for good job, buddy. That's what a white guy would say, like, good job, buddy, right? I think that's what he was trying to tell me. So, maybe y'all can tell me that too. Cool. But I don't really see anything else special on here. I had a good time talking today. Looks like we're losing people, so I think I'll let you all go. But here it is, 2 million views, counting, 6,600 plus subs and counting. Maybe we'll come back and do another one when I get up to 10,000 subs or something. So spread the word, spread the Turbine guys, spread the green energy, spread the green pill, and have a good day.